Ever since I was growing up, I've always been known to be the one around my friends and my family members to have the old fashioned way of doing things. The way I look, the way I dress, the way I act, the way I talk. Which brings me to my next point vinyl. Vinyl is back in business. I think it's back better than it was before in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. There's not as many stores nowadays, but there's more places to receive the vinyl. You have the internet, which you didn't have in the 60s and 70s and 80s. You just had the emergence of it in the late 80s. But you can get vinyl on the internet, you can get it anywhere you really want to. It's achievable any place. But listening to full records, full albums, to me has a different meaning to music. I've listened to many records and I've listened to many different MP3s as well. Don't get me wrong, I love MP3s, I love all types of music. I really listen to anything from jazz to hip hop to instrumental to country to pop, anything like that. Anything you can think of, I listen to. But listening to music on MP3s versus listening to them on vinyl, vinyl puts you in a state of peace and tranquility that you wouldn't get listening to the MP3. See, vinyl you can share with people. When you listen to vinyl, you can have others around you. When you listen to MP3, you almost have to have some sort of headphones on or earbuds in or something like that. And you don't get the full effect of if you're listening to the album on record. And you can't really share that album on MP3 if you have headphones on. And I think listening to vinyl these days, to me, I just feel so much more at peace. I don't know if that's just a thing that's about me, it's my own opinion. It probably is. So be it. But I think vinyl is back. I think it's back better than it was before. I think a lot more young people are interested in vinyl than they were before because they realize the whole aspect of the vinyl. Even though the vinyl costs a little bit more these days, I think it'll last longer than it was, or than it had been, in the 60s through the 80s. Vinyl back then was made good, but these days vinyl is made even better because it's mastered better, and I think it's more durable. It can handle the speeds of the player and the turntables these days. So I think that in this day and age, vinyl gives a whole new perspective on the way music is listened to, the way music is bought. Just the whole music scene in general has been changed because of the reincarnation of vinyl. So vinyl is back. It's back better than ever, and I love it. Thank you for listening to this podcast.